Spurs supporting Jamie O'Hara there, criticising Arsenal. Really? Really? He doesn't miss an opportunity, Jay, does he? A stick of boot. And I'm back with him tomorrow night, by the way, on the Sports Bar at 10 o'clock. Listen, we've spoken about Arsenal. I want to get on to Newcastle because they got humbled at home against Cambridge. Okay,
I mean, that's worse. Out of the two games, what happened against Newcastle is worse, far worse than what happened to Arsenal.
It is far worse.
Of course it is.
It is far worse. And it's almost more predictable, really, because Newcastle over the years, under Ashley, never really got themselves out the FA. They never... I don't know the furthest they got. I cannot
believe they got done in that game. For a team that's...
What does it say?
Well,
because
what does it say?
I still think Newcastle can get out of the mess they're in and stay up this season in the Premier League. I still think they can because Watford are there.
They'd have to sign Paul Daniels. I'm not sure they can get out of...
You don't think so?
Well, because...
So do we accept that Norwich are down?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So right now, between Newcastle and Burnley, who's got more chance of getting out of that position where they are at the minute?
Burnley.
Okay, well, that's Scupper's argument.
No, I just think they have on previous...
What about the money that Newcastle will spend between now and the end of the month?
Who's going there? Well, they
got triple... I know he played at the weekend, but
he's a fullback.
But I know, but can't they buy their way out of trouble? Can't they invest? Is there not a way? It's not like there's a chasm between them and Watford.
No, there isn't. No, and by the way, I've not seen anything from Claudio Ranieri at Watford at all.
No.
I've seen him a couple of times, and I don't know. You know, most of these coaches now that go in and get and get hold of a club. You know, with Antonio Conte. Listen, he's a high level manager. You know what you're going to get with him. You know what you're going to get with a lot of the other guys. Now, Claudio Ranieri had that incredible spell at Leicester, but at Watford, I don't know what they are. I have no idea. Must be the hardest club in the league to support, I think, is Watford, because players are in and out the door like they're walking in and out of a pub, right? And you know, they're coming and going every 5 minutes. The managers are coming and going you don't know who you're supporting half the time. You can't do. So, and there must be so many mixed messages and voice and ideas swimming around that club. Okay,
so right now, do you think Watford are down?
I think.
Do you think it's between Burnley and Newcastle?
I think if I was picking three today, I'd go four. I'd somehow think and by the way, no genuine confidence about this. I'd somehow think that Burnley might wriggle
because of Sean Dyche's experience,
just because of them and the type of players they got, I just think that, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if it was Norwich, Newcastle and Watford. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
037172233. Let's go to the lines. Let's go and welcome Brian, who's the first caller of the week here on Drive. Brian, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, guys. How are you?
You're a Newcastle fan. Yeah, very well, Brian. You've got a Glasgow accent.
Yes, Glasgow accent. Newcastle fan from childhood, believe it or not. So,
okay.
For my sins.
Fair enough. Go on, what do you want to say, Macy?
I was wanting to ask you, obviously a bit of embarrassment, get out of the FA Cup. Just what's your thoughts on it? As a club, I don't think we've been proactive enough bringing players in. We're 10 days into January. You look across at Villa, bringing in Coutinho, possibly the left back for Everton. We need to be more reactive. I think the club's going to be reactive, but they should have been proactive.
Yeah. Brian, listen, there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that because of where you are, the perilous situation you find yourself in makes it difficult to go and really acquire the players that are going to get you off the edge of your seat and they're going to get loads more jumping up and down. I'm afraid that's the nature of where you find yourself right now. So the market you got to go and attack, I think, is top of the Championship, other teams maybe at the bottom end of the Premier League, and one or two from one of the better leagues in Europe, but I would not, and I most certainly would not be trying to go and trying to find players from some of the minor European leagues and fattening up the squad that way. I think that is a recipe to be playing Championship football next year.
What's your thoughts on the boy Botman? If he wanted to come and the club obviously issued a price.
Sorry, Brian, who are you talking about?
The defender from France, Botman.
The boy Botman. You call him the boy Botman. Okay.
If he wanted to come to Newcastle, should we not bite the bullet to get him in, shore up the defence, and try and keep us in the Premiership?
If I was in Eddie Howe's shoes now, I would go and he's got Trippier, so you got a guy there with pedigree, genuine pedigree and experience. I would make sure that back line are guys that you need durable players. You need some that perhaps been course and distance, not necessarily at the top of the league, not necessarily winning things, but competitors, right? Now, look, Burnley have got a couple now. Burnley ain't doing very well. Burnley have got Tarkowski, Ben Mee. Now, Tarkowski, his contract's up. Yeah. I believe his contract's coming up. I would go and take someone like that for Newcastle now. I personally would, because I think he's a big lad. He'll stick his head on things, and I see too many flaky defenders at your club. You've got too many that call themselves defenders and can't do it.
Just on that, Brian, Lille's position apparently on Sven Botman is the same. Apparently he's untouchable. £45 million or euros is what the deal has been spoken about. But it feels and sounds like it's off right now.
I just feel 10 days into January. We
still another 20 to go, Brian.
A lot of points to lose in that time.
All right, matey. Not convinced. Not convinced, Brian, are you?
Can I just ask you a very quick question? Who's quick? Who, Jay, do you think would win? Now, we've just seen Arsenal and Newcastle go out. Yeah. And they're both clubs, big clubs, and they're both clubs that are striving to get back up there and muscle in with the best, right? Newcastle, obviously, their journey is going to be a lot longer. Yeah. What's the first out of those two teams to win a trophy? Who's the first one out of Arsenal or Newcastle to win a trophy?
Can we put Spurs in there as well?
No, just those two.
Can we put Spurs in?
No, just those two.
Well, Arsenal, right now, Arsenal have got, they're 3 games from winning a trophy.
Right, good point.
Aren't they?
Yeah,
beat Liverpool, draw or get through against Liverpool and then beat whoever out Spurs and Chelsea in the final.
Yep.
So they're closer right now. I mean, Newcastle might win the championship next year.
That'll light the lines up.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Well, look, I mean, everyone's got this assumption that Newcastle have got so much money to spend and they're just able to go and spend it. You know, unfortunately, it's
a tough window, mate, January.
It's a tough window, and it's where they're acquiring those players from. I think they have to be extremely careful and very selective. I
agree with that, but I still think they can buy their way out of this trouble. I don't think it's impossible to get yourselves above Watford, get the right acquisitions, get the right players in, and may have to play over the odds. They might have to.
Oh, the most certainly have to play over the odds.
And why not have a go? Why not? It's not like they're cut adrift.
No.
Is it? If there was 7 points between them and safety, I'd sit and say that's a lot to make up between now and then. They're not.
No, they're not.
And then Watford in freefall. 03717223344. You are listening to Drive Time here on talkSPORT. Andy Townsend and Jason Cunny take you up till 7 o'clock.